Secret Friends Unite!
Welcome to the Secret Friends Unite podcast, episode 535. It's a palindrome, and we are your guide to the geek side. And this week, it's a week with no major releases, so we're going to have a little fun in the Thunderdome. But I am Todd Oxtra, joined by Charlie Carden, and let's just say
blue
the 90s are not back.
Shirt week. We're both wearing blue shirts. I happen to be wearing the blue shirt of this is my son's small business. He's a taxidermist. April and I did an oddities expo here in Grand Rapids in his stead because he was doing one out of state, and we had a lot of fun. It is top shelf, people watching, and extremely well attended. Those shows are packed with people enjoying that stuff, so that's nice. But it's not as packed as like a Comic-Con where everybody stinks and you can't move. I mean, you know how it was when you and I went
it's
to
a different crowd.
Last time you and I went to Fan Expo Chicago. It was, I got short of breath because there was too many people and there was not oxygen to breathe. That's not the kind of show I want to go to, but it's a cool crowd.
And what's the name of Nate's business?
It is Goblins Oddities, but ODD Oddities. Like, yeah. And he does taxidermy.
Is there another way to spell oddities?
No, I take that back. It's Goblins Auditorium. Auditorium.
Okay. Not auditorium.
Yes, I did. Yes,
that makes sense.
And if you're interested in what I'm talking about, you can find him on Instagram under that handle.
Toss a link in the show notes. So
yes, we will. No, I'm excited to help out. We went
Tell them
down,
Charlie sent you, and you get a no % discount.
Exactly. You get a kindly virtual high five. No, we went down to Cobo, which is now called something else in Detroit. Cobo is now called Huntington Place. And because the show was there last weekend, and got to see him in action. Also, my brother-in-law was down there with my niece. And it was and turned around, there he was, because my niece is really into that stuff. We all got to hang out for a second, and then he said, I'm going to New Orleans to do this show, and so would you guys help me out with this one? And we did, and it was a good time. We had fun. So, excellent. But anyway,
the shows are very fun. I believe one is coming to Minneapolis soon. I went to one many years ago. It was really cool.
They do 50 shows a year in the US, and they do 3 shows in Australia, which is crazy. Like
a lot of things to taxidermy there, Charlie.
I think it's a Michigan-based company because I walked by the guy's vehicle in the parking garage, and it had the big logo. It was like one of the back window things that said Niles, Michigan. So I don't know. But anyway, it's super cool. Check it out. But anyway, not explicitly what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about, as Todd said, the geek stuff that we always enjoy. And we have a new feature for you, as well as all the latest news and et cetera. But first and foremost, always love to give some love and respect to the wonderful people over on our Secret Friends Unite Patreon. If you visit patreon.com/Secret Friends Unite, exclusive programs, early shows, ad-free shows, exclusive Discord benefits, 7 days for free, half off your first month, and stay on board for as little as $2 a month in the future. What a savings for a ton of entertainment, like these fine folks, my buddy Derek Trevelyan, the figure dude, Francie, who does my wife's hair, Luke Lore, our buddy who is Mr. Xbox Expansion Pass, and my Uncle Tim. Also, John Sedorf, Brendan Myers, Corey and HD, Matthew Keel, my buddy Kurt Krug, who's my agent, helping me land all these great interviews over in our Patreon Spotlight. Tanya Lee, Chipotle Bear, Famous Seamus, Cam the Movie Man, Jay Newport 007, Prozac Man, a.k.a. Darth Prozac, and Freight Conductor. Todd has told me that the founders are from Tulsa, Oklahoma. So who's in Niles then? Maybe he's an agent. Maybe they have franchisees who run each individual show. It's a dude. I'm going to have to dig deeper. And then naturally, at the top shelf, our number one folks when it comes to the Patreon world is the exceptional Nias family. Sean, Stella, and Henry out there in the Twin Cities. We salute you. Again, patreon.com/Secret Friends Unite. Try us out for 7 days. I think you're going to want to stick around because there's a lot of fun content there that you'll find. All right. Well, Todd, you picked a cover this week that is near and dear to my heart because
excited, Charlie.
This one has been in my collection in the past. Now, as very famously, I've had comic collections 3 times in my life. I had my childhood one, which I had to sell 15 years ago. I was down on my luck, needed the money to make ends meet. I started again several years later, got disenfranchised with it about 5 years ago, sold it all. And then recently I started again, and I collect old out of print comics, but I recognize this one. But what I don't really know is what the hell happens in it. So this is Marvel.
Hey, Charlie, let's go.
Marvel premiere. And again, if I was to lean in to try to squint to see the date of when it came out, I could. But as always, I like to try to decode it by the cover price. Now, we have a 30-cent cover price on Marvel premiere issue 35, featuring 3D man, like 3-dimension. 30-cent cover price is going to land it, and I'm going to go with 1978.
Okay. So let's get into this, Charlie.
All right.
So this comic, 77, January 4th, 77. So close, but no cigar.
I said 78. You got me.
See, there you go.
But I was thinking
you're trying to horseshoe it. But yes,
this would have been out at almost the exact same time as the original Star Wars came out, because that came out Memorial Day weekend, 1977.
There you go. They're very close together in everybody's heart and mind.
Theaters, yes.
So Marvel premiere featuring the 3D Man.
The 3D Man.
There was another one. But Marvel premiere was just a comic with just rotating stories and uses to basically introduce characters. And basically, this is the first issue. It's the action-packed origin of a startling new superhero from the fabulous 50s.
So
Heads up, Hitman, I'm coming for you. I'm crashing through a newspaper, and there's nowhere you can hide from me, especially if you're reading the newspaper. Kill him or we're finished. The 3D Man is a weird look because he's green and red, just like glasses. He is split, not entirely symmetrical across the board in colors. So it's like a green fest or red fest. So it's kind of alternating all out there. So it's very fun. But Charlie, 3D Man, beyond this, you own this comic. So at this point, I want you to tell me what happened in this comic.
I have owned it. I'll say it. I owned it in the past. I don't know that it's currently available for reading on Marvel Limited, for example. We'd have to look. It's possible, because there are some issues of Marvel Premiere that are available, but I don't have the foggiest, and I understand even less why this being introduced in 1977 is a character from the fabulous 1950s. So there's obviously context here. So, I mean, educate me. What's the deal?
I would love it if my link actually told me what happened in the book. It just tells me basically there's a lot of people mentioned in the book. But I will tell you, 3D Man, go to Wikipedia. So basically, this is interesting. So this was created by Roy Thomas and Jim Craig. And basically, Roy Thomas said he described 3D Man as a homage to Joe Simon and Jack Kirby's character Captain 3D. So there you go. And then the character's origin, I'm looking for like his powers and things, powers and abilities. The Chandler brothers received their superhuman abilities through exposure to an unknown radiation and explosion of a skull starship. Hal Chandler could, by concentrating the image of his brother Chuck imprinted on his glasses, summon a superpower version of his brother 3D Man. Chuck had a telepathic link with Hal, who would lose consciousness and become comatose when the 3D Man is active. And it's apparently a synthesis of Chuck and Hal's minds.
So that's like a Firestorm, right? Like DC Comics?
Kind of, yeah. Like the professor and the young kid.
Yeah.
Okay, as his name suggests, 3D Man is 3 times as strong, fast, and durable as military pilot Chuck Chandler. Sensory acuity of each of his 5 senses is 3 times more powerful. In addition, 3D Man and his limited quasi-telepathic ability to perceive the distinctive aura of the Skrull race, even when a Skrull has assumed another form.
So putting him in the 1950s, which is weird because in like all comics, there's a time slide. So even then it's like, well, that was 20 years ago, but now it was, 50 years ago or whatever it is, if it was currently. But the Skrulls, we didn't see those until they came out. They originally debuted in Fantastic Four, I think, issue 2. So this is a pre-appearance of them, I assume, even though, essentially
this is like one of those flim-flams, Charlie. Remember, it's Blanking on the character's name. Sentry. Oh, he was created like the same thing. Basically, this was a hero that was from the 50s, and then he comes back, and he comes back to fight crime again because of something. So essentially, it is a character from the 50s who was never created in the 50s, but essentially got brought forward. Yes. And
absolutely fantastic.
I could not tell you. He was, there was in What If number 9, FBI agent Jimmy Woo brought the 3D man together with several other heroes. Basically, he was in the 2006 miniseries Agents of Atlas.
Oh yeah, we read that. We read some of that for the show.
That's about it. Other than that, I don't have. There's not a lot of other appearances by him. He was in the Avengers Volume 3, 1998 as Triathlon.
There we go. Okay, so he's the same dude. He's a black guy.
Yeah.
He's a black guy in that anyway, but yeah, he could have been somehow race swapped because, why not? I mean, and again, it was the 50s, so you can understand why he'd be wearing a mask if he was black. I know, it doesn't make it right, folks, but that's the way it was, and that sucks.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is what it was. So the Chandler's brother power was stolen by Jonathan Tremont. Triathlon.
Oh, I read that issue because I've been trying to make it through that Wade run because I've read a portion of it. Some of it is really very good, but with all things in comics, they're like, now this other thing came out. So it's like a little further down the line and stuff I need to catch up on. But I read that issue. I swear to you, within the last few months. But I didn't, my thought that Triathlon Man, 3D Man, I remember this cover, but just didn't really remember anything else about it. So, yes, I'm curious if this is on Marvel Unlimited because I'll give this a crack. I'm interested, but if it's not, I'll have to hunt for it. And I mean, it might be in my comic collection. You know what? Let me take just the quickest of looks because I do have my list here. Let's have a look. Marvel Premiere. I do have this issue. I have issues 35 and 55. 55 is this whole story about Wonder Man. I own this. So I should go into my box. I should pull this up. That's
you
fantastic.
should, Charlie, because you know what? Reading is fundamental, and you'll never know about 3D Man unless
Did you say it was fundamental with the T?
Fundamental.
That's me fail English.
Recognizes it. Yes.
That's impossible. Well, someone who I know is a real crack reader and you don't want to see in 3D would be our senior news correspondent, Madam Webb. Yikes! Even back then she was 77, but these days at 125 years young, she's out sweating to the oldies on the corner of Hollywood and Vine out there in Hollywood, California, getting all the latest news for us. So let's check in right now.
Now it's time for Madam Webb's rumors and news. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Madam Webb. Madam Webb, we had 3D Man, and you know what? Remember in the 50s when you had all those gimmicks in the movie theaters, and you decided that you were going to try to parlay the power of smell-o-vision into a career. Let's just say it did not go well when you decided to say, oh, we're at the seaside. Here's some rotten fish smells. Did not work well. You were fired. And unfortunately, you still have all those fish smells ready on hand, still trying to make a money deal. So anybody want some fish smells? Check her out. Even scratch and sniff stickers don't last. So we'll see how it goes.
It's the sequel no one asked for. But yes.
Yeah, I got you with that one, Charlie. But the first story is we got the latest season 5 teaser for Stranger Things. Season 5. This is going to debut in 2 parts, actually 3 parts. Volume 1, November 26th, 2025, 5 p.m. Central. Volume 2, December 25th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And the finale, December 31st, 2025 at 5 p.m. So basically we are getting 10 episodes. So we're going to get a 5-4-1. Is that how it is?
Right. 5, 4. What? That's kind of a countdown. That's 2/3 of a countdown.
4, 5, 1. I'm not 100% sure. This article from IGN doesn't definitely say, but we did get all the episodes, names, and lengths, and they're going to be very long. We're talking movie length episodes.
The shortest of which is 2 hours 10 minutes. The longest of which was the finale is the length of Endgame. It's over 3 hours. And I hope it's time well used. It's funny, you and I were talking talking in the pre-roll that basically people bitch like, oh, these streaming seasons back in the old days, we got 26 episodes and blah, blah, blah. If you do the math on this, it's 16 hours of entertainment, which equates to 18 to 20 episodes at the 43-minute length mark. You know what? I don't do the math. That's not my job. I'm just a talking head. But yeah, this is a lot of entertainment, and nobody is really going to be like, all right, I'm going to sit down and knock out 10 hours in like 1 week. This is going to be some digesting time. So, but we were talking that the previous season of this was on in 2022. That's a long time ago. And these kids do not have continued to age, and Millie Bobby Brown in particular, who's been in an absolute
John
ton of
Bon
stuff.
Jovi's son now. I mean, that's how far we've come. Yeah,
and she, she's taken a lot of flack in the media for her appearance, which I think is ridiculous. But she definitely looks older than perhaps she is. Because was she 19, 20? How old is she?
She's 20, 21, but she's married now, so that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Being married that young
exactly.
is silly and ridiculous. I'm sure it'll last forever because Hollywood relationships always do.
You got to knock out.
I'm glad to have it.
But starter marriage in Hollywood, absolutely.
Yeah, this is 10 years in the making. This whole series, when it came out, these guys were all kids. These folks are all kids. We had, obviously everybody that Winona Ryder got a career explosion from this. It was great to see her back. Then we got, if you think about it, David Harbour, became huge because of the show, and lots of these actors have gotten really, famous. And 10 years is a long time. And, at this point, yes, we kind of have to push away the incredulity of basically these kids.
Suspend your disbelief.
Yeah, I believe the year this launched was 84 in their time, and this is now 87. So 3 years total is kind of the range. So obviously they would be what? Were they freshmen or junior high or something?
I feel like maybe they were
going to seventh, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they wouldn't even be. So they would be sophomores if by that math. Maybe. Yeah. But again, with 3 years gone by and with such a very, to me at least, kind of dense plot line in the previous season, I don't remember a ton. I know Vecna is the big bad guy, after the Upside Down was quote unquote defeated, or, Will was able to escape from him. And that was in the first season. This is season 3, 4. It's only season 3. Or 5?
The show?
This is 5. Yeah.
Yes. So I will give you the log line for this, Charlie. It says, scarred by the opening of the rifts, our heroes are united by a single goal, find and kill Vecna, but he has vanished. His whereabouts and plans unknown. As the anniversary of Will's disappearance approaches, so does a heavy, familiar dread. The final battle is looming, and with it, a darkness more powerful and more deadly than anything they faced before. To end this nightmare, they'll need everyone, the full party, standing together one last time. And we also saw that Linda Hamilton is in this.
I posted a meme several days ago. They said, how effed up are things in, was it Hancock? What's the name of their town? Hampton? It's H something.
Hamilton?
Whatever the name of the town, if they have to bring in Sarah Connor to clean up the mess. And she looks, if you look at Hawkins, there you go. Yeah. Which is, I believe, I work in Indiana. I believe it's a made up town, but regardless, it sounds like a very Midwestern town kind of name. But yeah, there's a picture of her at the bottom looking with kind of an 80s bouffant cop lady haircut and weapon drawn.
Very Golden Girls. That's like Rue McClanahan. She's kicking ass. Blanche is out for booty and blood.
Out for booty. Blood booty? Blanche Blood Booty. There's name your episode.
No bloody booty. But the show is great. Vecna does reappear, so we know it's going to happen. And I just love this. It's all coming together, and I'm glad the show really emerged. And this is Netflix's biggest thing with Squid Game. This is Netflix's biggest thing. So they have more things in plan with Stranger Things. There's a Broadway show. There's a animated, which I've heard it's great. And then there is also a animated series coming out where it's basically talking about the origin of Hawkins and some of the things. So it's, why not? Have fun with it.
The origin of is it going to be like the origin of Derry in It, where it's like, oh, Hawkins was always an evil place because blah blah blah.
Yeah, this one's going to be set in like the late 50s, early 60s.
Oh, there you go. Okay, interesting. Well, I have plenty of time to start the show over again. That's maybe not the worst idea.
Good luck.
Yeah, because it's long. The episode
you have until Thanksgiving.
Exactly. And I wonder if Netflix is really looking to capitalize on heritage fans of the show maybe being home for the holidays to like, hey, let's watch it as a family. Some kids home from college who have been watching it forever.
Watching junior high now are obviously now in college. Yeah,
exactly. So they're home and hey, you know what? Thanksgiving dinner. And then last season of that is on and let's catch up.
Alternative for a lot of people, right? If
yeah. Valid. Yeah, that works. So yeah, we got the whole cast. So Millie Bobby Brown, who again, they show a picture of her and I feel like she's aged more than the rest of them, but I'm not putting her down, but she just looks so very different. But yeah,
quite honestly, she's turned into a woman. I mean, that's the biggest part. She's 20, or the rest of the boys kind of look goofy.
Yeah,
some look worse than what's the older brother of Will? Man, that guy always looks haggard.
Yeah. So Finn Wolfhard, David Harbour, as you mentioned, Winona Ryder, Sadie Sink, Gaten Matarazzo, Noah Shapp, and Caleb McLaughlin round out the heritage cast, and then, like you said, Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor coming in to get some blood and booty or whatever it is. So yeah, I'm excited. Definitely need to get myself right with continuity of it, so I kind of know what's cracking. But
I have a recap.
Gotta recap. Everybody needs a montage. All right, so you made me watch this next trailer. And I was like, I don't know if this is a continuation of the movie that came out a couple of years ago, which was trash, but I do like Carl Urban very much. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 2, is this a sequel or is this just named after the game?
So it is a sequel, but I think where they're going with this is saying, forget about the first movie, because obviously that was
okay. Great.
It had some cool things to it, but it's not very good. Not very good. This one, I'm hoping that they're going to just be a little bit more, have a little more fun with this, be more faithful to like the game. Actually, have a character from the game be actually the main character versus the last one where they said, "Hey, let's introduce someone that hasn't." Like, what? Why would you do? There's like 80 characters. So Johnny Cage has always been like the big, the goof. He's the old action hero. He's Claude Van Damme. He's all of these different actors, and in all in one, and that is what they're leaning into. Basically, you get to see Johnny Cage's past, basically all the names of the 80s movies that he is or 90s. They're like all in like Cage does something or just jokes, which I love. And then he's all in it, and he gets dragged into this. He's basically washed up, but he's looking for a chance to redeem himself. So we got Carl Urban. Just, he's a geek god. I mean, he loves that. Yeah. He does, like, Alan Tudyk, all those guys, they love doing these type of things. So it's very, very fun. And, I mean, basically at this point, we are getting some returning characters. Obviously, some characters died, but then we are getting some new faces as well, some new villains, and really that's all you have to know. The Katana is going to be in there, Shao Kahn, who's like a big bad, and then Carl Urban. But other than that, it's just it's a big fighting tournament, and a lot of people are going to die and get split down the middle, and that's all it is. It's fun. Get over here.
Split down the middle, which is exactly what we end up seeing in this trailer. But this was a Red Band trailer that's out there now, which obviously you can find on YouTube, with full of a lot of guts and gore. I was looking for maybe a little bit more humor, but I know this stuff is a little bit more up your alleyway because it's the dumb fun and it's the fighting and it's the But
it's not a video game where you've got dudes with horns fighting dudes in dimensions.
You guys stand like this.
Seeing the first one, Borowski at Michigan State, and we just had a good time with it. And the second one is one of the worst movies ever. So there you go.
It looks like this is a October 24th. So this comes out during.
It's going to be released in theater. The first one was on Max when we were in COVID and it was at home.
Yes, and that's why I saw it. I will tell you, it's unlikely that I will see this, but I will be interested. I will be interested in your impressions. Never.
I'll watch it for you, Charlie.
All right, you'll do a Fantastic Four 2015 for me.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, this was news, and it's Taika Waititi news, which is plenty exciting because Taika Waititi has left the pure faith of being rumored being part of Star Wars and having been part of the MCU. And now he's out on his own, taking on Judge Dredd. So, yeah, what's going on with Judge Dredd?
So we are getting apparently a new Judge Dredd film. This is the third movie. Taika Waititi apparently read Judge Dredd, those AD comics, whatever they were called. They're big overseas. He was a big fan of it, and he wants to direct this. And he wants to incorporate more of the comic book storyline, basically more faithful to it versus the two versions we got. So he's been and he's going to be working with let's see. Drew Pearce. He was the Rogue Nation, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation screenwriter, and he also did The Fall Guy. So they wanted to work together. So Drew Pearce will write the script. Taika will direct this. So that tells me two things. I really loved the Fall Guy movie. I thought it was great.
Yes.
Really good. And then essentially, Judge Dredd's been around since the 70s, which is just crazy.
I had no idea.
Sylvester Stallone 1995 film, which was weird and dumb with Rob Schneider.
I mean, for me, to me, that's just when I thought the character came into existence because, again, I had my Marvel blinders on. I knew Marvel, I knew DC, and a scattering of independent stuff, but I'd never heard of Judge Dredd. Who's the OG publisher of Judge Dredd if it's been around since the 70s?
It's a UK title, I believe. I can't remember. It's like AD 2000 Comics, something like that. There's the title for it. But yeah, he's been around forever. And John Wagner was one of the writers and illustrators. And yeah, he's been around forever. Kind of like before, right around that time that, before Punisher or around Punisher, that time Judge Dredd came out, basically, I am the law, kind of that type of thing.
With
judges that
Rob
can
Schneider.
judges that can arrest you, sentence you, and then execute you, which is kind of fun. And there's bad judges, there's good judges, and
totally fun. Yeah. Totally legit.
Yeah. Then we got the second one in 2012 with Carl Urban, and Alex Garland wrote that, which is crazy. I forgot about that. Really great movie. I mean, it was like I'm in a building. I have to take down blanking on her name, Cersei from Game of Thrones.
Oh, Lena Headey.
Got to take her down, and he is trying to survive this just apartment building from hell. Right. He's making his way up. It was just balls to the wall. Like, it was based on, I believe,
it was great.
It was based on a movie called which sucks. There's a blanking on a name, but there's an Asian film that is it's called The Raid, and it is basically so many films have taken inspiration for that film because it's about basically a guy trying to get up a building. So everybody steals from it, but so it's great. And then this one, it sounds like I guess they're going to be looking to make the new film. It's going to be produced by Chris Kingsley, Jason Kingsley, not Ben Kingsley, and Ben Smith.
It'll be Shakespearean level quality.
Yeah, so we don't know who's going to play it. We don't know when this is going to happen. And then, quite honestly, when this will actually happen and who will actually. It says Vertigo Entertainment is producing this. So I don't know who Vertigo produces for, if they're just independent and they'll find the studio. But Taika making this happen along with Drew Pearce sounds like they can make this happen. And man, I don't know. Judge Dredd, Charlie, who should play the new Judge Dredd?
Oh my God. I didn't want them to get rid of Carl Urban, but who's a really rough hewn, not an old guy. It's not like a Statham, but who is a,
how about Reacher?
Oh God, absolutely, perfect answer. Because he'd be. Well, you're right, but maybe not dour enough. I don't know. Jack Reacher can be pretty dour.
Jason Momoa. I mean, he could probably do it too.
Hey, bro, I'm the law, bro.
I'm trying to think of who's got that attitude that that you can cover up half your face for almost the whole film.
Yeah, and just go,
it, right.
Yeah, just you have to emote with your lips emoting.
Oh God, yeah, juicy red lips.
Oh my goodness! Yes. All right, what else? I had the same window open twice. What happens next? Avengers.
We're getting a new comic. It's from the Classic Age, and it's basically retroing. Tinged with what they're saying. Basically, we're getting Alex Ross is back to the realm of the Fantastic Four with the release of his graphic. Oh, we saw that, the full circle. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
I'm just moving on.
Yeah, that was great.
Basically, based on that, this is very similar, and then we're going to get a similar version with Chip Kidd and Michael Cho doing a story for the Avengers called The Veracity Trap, the second entry in Iram's line of Marvel Arts releases. So he had Full Circle was the first one. This one's going to include Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Wasp, Giant Man, and Hulk.
Original lineup.
The Earth's mightiest heroes go toe-to-toe with Loki as he summons a veritable monster mash of creatures from across the multiverse. The art is definitely in that feel of the 80s or the 60s, art, which is cool.
Yeah, pop art.
Yeah, I love this. And essentially, this is going to probably be like Full Circle, where it's going to be that bound, nice collection, one shot, which I think are great. The art looks amazing. It's got Fin Fang Foom Charlie. It's got
I know. I picked up my copy of that Fantastic Four at State of Comics, which is in Plymouth, Michigan. Great shop. Great shop. It's funny looking at this lineup, and I'm just looking at the cover. This is the original team lineup plus Cap. But at the time Cap came along, the Hulk in like panel 3 of episode 2 was like, oh, fuck this, I'm out of here. And then he never came back.
Maybe they got him back. Yeah. This is like, August 5th.
Yeah.
August 15th or August 5th. And this is a book I will probably just purchase physical just because when they do these books, they're great to display, put it on your shelf.
Yeah.
I love this. I love the fact that we can go back to specific times and have an art style and have like kind of like a not canon, or maybe they decided to make it canon, but it's kind of a nice look back.
Yeah, I figure since I have the first one, I'm curious how they decided to involve the Hulk. It's funny looking at one of these. It's one of the rare panels where the Hulk has chest hair, which I think is weird because look, and his arms too. So it's like he's furry, which they did with Mark Ruffalo's Hulk a little bit, but that's kind of a weird touch. You know how like in old comics,
Jack Curry liked his
men wouldn't have nipples in old timey comics. I'm serious. It's just so weird. It's like, why the hell not? But
nipples were hard to draw, Charlie. Sorry,
I guess
they only had so much drawing technology.
Wait, I got it. Circle, dot, dot. No, that's the cootie shot. Okay, very different. Yeah,
even Mario's got nipples now. It's great.
Yeah, right. I would. You know what? If I was, and if I could go in there and pick it up, I would. But I mean, my travels don't take me to Detroit anymore. But I will see if one of my local comic shop guys has this because I would like to pick it up. That's very, very cool. Good deal. All right, rounding it up, staying in the Marvel world, sorta. We actually got some Spider-Man news this week that is not about Tom Holland, I'm assuming. Nope. We learned a little bit more about what are they up to? The return of the Sideways of the Spider something?
Yeah, so here we've got basically the new updated times. These are basically all the Sony related Spider-Man projects. So we've got new dates for all these things. So the obviously we've got Spider-Man Brand New Day. This one has now been moved in front of, unfortunately, the Doom War. What is it? Secret Wars?
Yeah, right.
And then Doom, or is it Doom? No, it's Doom. Then Secret Wars.
Correct. Yes. But this will be because Doom was going to be next summer. They moved it because they don't want to compete with Mando and Greggy. And this, because it's Sony's like, well, we still want our movie out. So this is coming out next summer. Am I reading that correctly?
Well,
yes.
This is July 31st. Yes. So basically, new Spider-Man Brand New Day, July 31st, 2026, gets it out of the wheelhouse of this new Star Wars film. But this does mean that whatever was going to be the outcome that was going to impact Spider-Man is not going to have to be reverse engineered because now Star Wars, the new Marvel film is coming out in December. This weird.
It reminds me of playing Uno and then you hit that reverse card. That's what this is. Spider-Man reverse.
I'm sure everyone in charge of this movie is really excited because they're like, "Oh, great! Thanks,
good.
Marvel.
Let's trash our movie and totally rewrite a new movie out of it." And then
the big news though was Spider-Verse did get its date changed to June 25th, 2027.
Nice.
And then other than that, Spider-Noir, Spider-Man live action noir series, we have seen that it's in production.
Yeah, that's what's crazy to me because we got just a very generic. And that's live action, right?
It is.
Nick Cage being live action.
Yep.
So we got something that, was a taste of that. And then, I don't know anything about Silk Spider Society series. I feel like that's the first time I'm hearing about it, but it's
there was a Silk series. Yeah, there was a Silk series coming up or a movie. And then we've got the other thing going on, which is an unknown, possibly dead. So,
unknown, possibly dead. That's what I want put in front of of any project I'm working on. So that's good. So Spider-Man survives. But yeah, we got the second Spider-Verse movie. Was that in 2019? I mean, tell me if I'm crazy. Is that when?
No, it's crazy. So the last film was in 2023. So July 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first one was in 2019.
Sorry. It was expected to be released March. Okay, here we go. Beyond the Spider-Verse was expected to be released on March 29, 2024, but in July of 2023. Sony changed several of its release dates. And then, we were supposed to get the follow-up in March. We were supposed to get the follow-up in 2024. That's right. So 2023, follow-up in 2024, but now it's 2027. So we're getting a 4-year gap.
Right. Oh, okay. So there was a film out in 2023. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. And then we were supposed to get the follow-up in 2024. And it's like,
oh my goodness.
Wrong. I'm like, I don't know how you can be that far off and be that wrong.
It's so crazy. Being a hardcore Spider guy, as you see behind me, I'll be happy when it comes. I like Tom Holland Spider-Man. We've lambasted the Spumco, Madam Web, Morbius, Craven Venom films ad nauseum. So if those can stay away, that would be great. I'm fired up for Spider-Man Noir. That was back in my cosplay days. That was a cosplay I had. It was a character I liked very much. It's a great cosplay for a regular person who doesn't want to wear a Zentai suit because maybe your physique doesn't really support wearing a dancer outfit.
I love to wear heavy cloaks and cloaks at cons.
Oh, yes. If you go to a con that's outdoors in the winter, it's the perfect outfit for you. Exactly.
I was going to ask you now, like Cindy Moon, she's obviously Silk, says she has made small appearances in Spider-Man Homecoming and Avengers Infinity War, played by Tiffany Espenson.
Any of those appearances would have been super background, or they would have been deleted because there was no.
We assume their role will be recast for this project. So that's interesting. I didn't know she was even mentioned that. So
very much. Okay. Well, Cindy, I don't know if you're familiar with Silk's origin story, but she. Yes, you're familiar. She was at the same science demonstration, blah, blah, blah. Peter Parker got bit by the spider. It fell off. It landed on her foot or something, and it bit her too. So it was a 2-for-1. And then also Peter Parker went to high school with Jessica Jones, and then they were pals. So there you go. Famous people you know in school. Anything Spidey is going to do, I'm plugged in for. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, that takes us out of the news. Todd is at Moe's Bar for some reason, so he's got to get himself relocated to the Geek Easy. I got to do the same because I'm flying it here in the studio. So my Uber is pulling up because I know I'm going to get loaded. But it is that beautiful Cadillac Escalade. Bill is the driver. He's become my regular guy, but he only does AM radio for some odd reason. And he's playing this very familiar commercial.
Hey, Secret Friends Unite, let me tell you about Zencastr. We use them for our show, and now they're supporting us. Zencastr is now the all-in-one solution making podcasting easy. It's the ultimate web-based podcasting solution. Provides high-quality audio and video podcast production and hosting. With a full suite of professional tools, podcasters can seamlessly record, produce, and publish studio-quality content, all from one dashboard. Being a creator has never been easier. And we chose Zencastr because of the ease of use, high quality output, and it makes it super easy for our guests to come on. We had multiple solutions we tried before, and Zencastr has just been the best fit for us. Why Zencastr? It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sounds and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Have you ever worried what you sound like? Zencastr's post-production process makes you sound buttery smooth. It automatically removes those ums and ahs in your recording. It removes those awkward pauses in conversation too. Set the right podcast loudness and levels while reducing background noise with the click of a button. So if you're interested in making an easy, high-quality podcast just with the click of a browser button, go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code SFU1. You'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Now back to the show.
Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy to me.
We're sitting in the Geek Easy. Bands playing, drinks are poured, and we are ready to get our nerd on. So I decided, hey, I like those 90s horror films that Scream inspired. So I'll go see the latest sequel of the greatest not great horror film series of all time, and that is I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm calling it I Know What You Did Last Summer 25. You know, like
25.
25. So basically, this series is all about. I believe the first movie was one of the House of Five, Party of Five girls.
It was out in 97, and it's 97. Because it's set around the 4th of July. It's one of our 4th of July movies that actually, it was funny. When I went to go look for this past 4th of July, it wasn't on any streamer anymore. But when I look, I was looking at the movies just when I was sitting there during the slow time of the show this weekend, and it was on sale for like $8. So I bought it. So now it's part of our
good for you. If you invested in the franchise, Charlie. Well, I'll just tell you, this was, Ryan Felipe, Sarah Michelle Gellar. We had Freddie Prinze Jr. and I'm blanking on not Nev Campbell, the other middle child.
No, well, that's just the thing of the Heritage,
whatever her name was from
the Heritage cast.
Jennifer Love. That's what it is.
There were 4 cast members, and this article I read, the headline was bitching about the Heritage cast. There were 4 cast members. 2 of them died in the movie, so there's only 2 Heritage cast members that are even there. They're still bitching about it.
Correct. Well, and then there was a sequel. So so basically the first movie, 2 died. So Ryan Felipe, Sarah Michelle Gellar died, and then the second film was basically Jennifer Love Hewitt and her college roommate Brandy went to the Caribbean, and once again, the Gorton fishermen tracked him down. So we are now fast forwarding to 2025, assuming it is 2025 in the movie. But basically, we get to see these kids who are not in high school; they're actually in post-college, and they're getting together for a basically an engagement party. This is very rich people in the same town of South Harbor, and apparently no one remembers what happened.
Wasn't it Southport? Is it South Harbor? I think it's
a Southport, North Carolina. So they're there. So basically now it looks like, I guess you'd call it, what is it? Not the Hamptons. What is the very expensive
It's
place?
you think of Cape Cod, which that's
kind of, where the celebrities.
Cape Hatteras is the one in North Carolina. Cape Hatteras. Yeah. That's the.
So, and it's funny because it's near Cape Fear, which they even have there. So essentially they get together, these friends, they're getting together, and they decided to, let's go hang out at our favorite place to see fireworks, which is on a really twisty highway.
On a cliff.
Yes, and we're going to watch it on this twisty highway, and then one of the bohunks is going to be funny, drink, smoke pot, whatever, and then hang out in the middle of this stretchy highway where it curves, and of course, he's an idiot. Someone, basically tries to miss him, ends up this truck. They try to save the dude, and then unfortunately the truck falls, and we don't know what happened to the guy, but they want to get out of there because several of them are very wealthy people, and they don't want to get their crap. So not all of them agree to not say anything, and that is kind of the premise. And then, of course, people start dying, Charlie. I will say Jennifer Love.
Are you serious?
So the 2 originals do show up. They do have a part in this. So there's some interesting deaths, nothing that's too great. A lot of just not good people. Most of the characters you don't like. That's the thing. I didn't like any of the characters. So it's like, I'm not rooting for you to live. So that's a bad sign.
That's not good. You can't propel the plot that way.
Yes, there is one cameo I enjoyed quite a bit. And there is one post-credit scene, so stay to the end. But man, I will not spoil it, but I will say the payoff of who did it, how it was done. Wow, one of the worst I've seen. It was so lazy, bad. I really just it had some. But man, they went all on F-bombs and everything in this too. So I'm like, they're really trying to age it up. So it must have been R-rated. There was no boobs or sexy stuff. There was they intimated at sexy time, but no really sexy time. But they went all on the F-bombs and the blood. So, but once again, So. But yeah, these are not likable people. So see if you want. We'll see if they. It made like $13 million at the box office this weekend. So I don't know what the budget was. They didn't spend a lot on it, obviously. So maybe if it makes like $30 million, then it's enough to to pay Jennifer Lee Hewitt, Jennifer Love Hewitt,
Jennifer Lork Hewitt.
Yeah, exactly. The Ghost Whisperer. Yes, she may come back.
And you've seen all the terrible flack that she's taken doing photos for this, because she's our age. She is late 40s, and she has a late 40s female looking body, and people have been roasting her.
She looked good in it. I thought she looked good in it.
I mean, because when she was 20, she was a twig with big boobs, and people are raking her over the coals, and that sucks. That totally sucks. Come on,
Wait, they're not targeting any of the other male co-stars, because males.
Well, Freddie Prinze Jr. looks great.
We don't get a lot of heat. We don't get a lot of heat for looking our age. Yeah, so,
that's
unless you're
true.
Like one of those people that get like Kenny Rogers and his cosmetic surgery. Wow, he looked bad.
To get cosmetic beard surgery, have extra layers put on the beard.
As we all say, look in the mirror first, and then shut your hole. It's okay. We get mad if people have bad plastic surgery. We get mad if they don't. So what you gonna do? Yeah.
I would say skip the plastic surgery altogether and just look like a human being. So you know what? To Jennifer Lee Hewitt,
or do what you want, and it's okay. And you know what? Whatever.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
So I would not recommend this film, but if you're bored and you have nothing better to do and it's on a streaming service, why not?
Probably.
It's fun.
Probably.
Yeah. Next, we did go to the comic book shop, and that was one of our questions. So Jose, aka Chipotle Bear, he's going to be a principal this year. Charlie, he's going to be a principal of high school.
Ooh, congratulations.
School. I can't remember. Jose can tell me. I've already given some recommendation to be a good principal.
Both of those have principals. So there you go.
Exactly. I'm just not sure what level. But Jose did ask, what did we pick up at the comic book store this week? I picked up 3 books, Charlie. I picked up one that I'm going to talk about. It's Archie meets Jay and Silent Bob. So that's the first one. I will
mother F.
I will tell you, man. Archie's doing some interesting there. Then I got Giant Size X-Men #1. This is essentially where Kamala Khan is having adventures with different team members. I love this. It's an Art Adams cover. I'm all in. It's basically the all new, all different X-Men cast. Love it to pieces. And then our new comic book shop, they are getting a lot of different books from different publishers. This one's from Massive, and they have a book called Detective Kaiju, and just a lot of fun. Basically, this detective. He's a kaiju, and he's a detective. So it looks very fun. It's an alternate cover that's black and white. So I'm very excited for that. Now I know you had some things, so if you want to just say really quickly what you got, and then you can talk about those.
Super quick. Love my comic shops as I do. I'm a digital reader just by the nature of my travels. So some regular subscriptions I read the latest issue of Star Trek Lower Decks, which has the character Tendi being pursued to repay student loans from a Ferengi, which is a weird plot line worth checking out. The latest issue of G.I. Joe, the Energon Universe Variety, has the Baroness, who's a member of the G.I. Joe team, and CoverGirl, who is her teammate, being stalked by Raptor and Major Blood. Major Blood is out for revenge.
Raptor, love it.
But the Raptor in this is akin to, and again, the figure they made is from the same mold, basically the Vulture, the version of the Vulture from the Tom Holland Spider-Man, played by Michael Keaton. And Major Blood, who lost an eye to the Baroness in an earlier issue, so he's out for...
Okay, makes sense. He's got the eye patch. Or is he missing another eye, so he's blind? He's got 2 eye patches? That doesn't work very well. Okay.
Raptor is his emotional support raptor.
Exactly. Tell me where to go.
And then
I'll kill them all, those Joes.
The last thing I read, and this is now volume 3 of Marvel's modern incarnation of Star Wars, this is being written by Alex Segura, who is going to be an upcoming interview that we're going to have on Spotlight a couple of months from now. But this has now these are taking place after Return of the Jedi, so it's kind of the answer to Todd's prayers. We do have Han Solo. He's got a cool new outfit. He has a white
new jacket.
He has a white. I think it's a whole jacket instead of a vest. best. But he's hanging out with the character who headed up the Star Wars bounty hunter title. His name is Burlert Valance, who is an old buddy of his. He's a cyborg bounty hunter. They're hanging out, but they get called to Cloud City, which is now a free place. They meet up with Lando there because an old informant of theirs who was dying crashed there. He had a special message for him, but when they go to see him in the infirmary, he has been assassinated. They try to chase down the assassin, but the assassin escapes. But now Han vows, I'm going to find out who killed him. So he's on a quest. I like that. So yeah, that's what I have. Just a handful of titles I follow on a regular basis. But those are three of my regulars.
Yeah. And our comic book store is called Story Arc. They are about to get put on the League of Comic Book Geeks poll sheet, which is great. You can do it online, and then they'll pull the book. So, and it's connected. Nice. It's great. I love that. That's so great. But the comic book I did want to talk about was this Kevin Smith Presents Archie Meets Jay and Silent Bob. It's written by Kevin Smith, and they had many different covers. Now everything it's all about variant covers, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
But man, yeah. Charlie, the premise is that Archie is looking for a job, and he goes to the Quick Stop to become a convenience store clerk. Archie. So he runs into Randall and what's his name?
So Riverdale is also Leonardo, New Jersey. So it's some kind of
it's close, maybe across
ripped in the space continuum. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So that's what happens, and then remember the character, the secondary that this follows after Dante passed away. So they reference it.
Oh, so post Clerks 3.
Yep. So, but there's the guy that runs the store with Randall. I can't remember his name, but he basically dresses up like a goth, and he said I was going to be a Satanist.
Right.
So
so that's in Clerks 2. He's the one who's the crazy about Lord of the Rings, and they have the Lord of the Rings versus the Star Wars OT debate. Yeah.
So this comic book is definitely in the Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob, Randall, all those characters, and basically, obviously, we know instead of the video star, it's now it's
a weed shop, right?
It's a weed shop. Yep. So we've got that. So Jay and Silent Bob are there, and I was just amazed, and it does bring in Betty and Veronica, Jughead, and those things like that. It's very clever in what it does because it doesn't back down. It's using F-bombs. It's using all the stuff. And then Archie's like, oh, my goodness, you use such colorful language. And they bring in I think you would enjoy this quite a bit, Charlie, because it brings a lot of things like Heritage Clerks jokes. There's a lot of Archie jokes.
Oh, I might have to pick it up.
I would say Josie and the Pussycats are in this.
Oh my gosh,
it's very good.
I might pick it up while we're talking because I can get it off. Let's see. So that's Jay and Silent Bob and Archie. Okay, let's see here. Let's pull it up. And available on Kindle for included with my. This has come out and it's free. It's free on Kindle.
Is it?
Read for free.
Okay, well, check it out there then. Yeah. Okay.
Then I clicked on read for free, so I'm gonna read it for free. Thanks. I feel like I made a deal with the devil, and I'll also follow Kevin Smith so that I know about his future stuff that comes out. That's fun. Good deal. So that'll be when I boot up my.
It's very sharp.
My iPad will be there. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it's very sharp the way it brings in jokes from both Archie and like the View Askew universe. Really enjoyed it, and I just love the fact that Archie Comics is okay with publishing it. It says mature, and it has been around for 80 years. And I love that fact that Archie is just reinventing itself. It's always crossing over like the Punisher, the Predator. They did like the dark stuff that got us in the Sabrina series.
I'll tell you what. I have an analogy in the world of popular music. Archie is Elton John. He's Elton John. He's always teaming up with somebody. That's how he's staying out there. Think about it.
Gay and adopting kids in his later age.
Okay, you know what? He may take it to that point, or he may do a record with Eminem.
More
I have no idea.
Madonna, I think, right? Reinventing themselves. That's the closer thing.
When was the last time Madonna had a hit record? Elton just had a hit record with that Brandy Carlisle. So that's all I'm saying. Elton is doing it right. It's paying off for him. So it is, and so it is with Archie, apparently.
Absolutely. Archie and Elton John go hand in hand. And they did have a gay character. what was his
that's going to be that's going to be the next crossover. All right, this next one. Not only did we both watch it, but Peter and I also broke it down in depth on Code 47, which you may have already heard by the time this comes out because it comes out on Monday. But Todd talked about Strange New Worlds season 3, episode 1. Let's do it.
Yeah, I love the fact that we basically are picking up from last season's cliffhanger. Our team is kind of in multiple spots where we've got, the Gorn has become such a big threat. We're trying to save people that have been affected. We've got people that have been basically abducted. And you definitely see the team at different moments, and there's a lot of great moments. Scotty gets a lot to do in this. It's great with his relationship with, I'm blanking on her name, the engineer, head engineer.
Pelia, played by Carol Kane.
It's great. We get that. We get, basically we get the team that's been abducted now gets to have to, get out of the cocoons or whatever. And I really enjoyed this episode quite a bit. You saw, Pike is definitely going through the mill. You saw different points where you thought, man, is he going to be okay? And he brings it back in, focuses, and I really appreciate what they did. I love the moment with like I said, Scotty, where went through some crap and like he's getting crap, and he's like, man, give the dude some grace. And I felt like Pelia did realize that. I think she thought she was doing the right thing.
Yeah,
pushing him. It was great though. I love the Gorn. I know that Peter does not like what's going on with Gorn, and I like the approach. It's a little different, and maybe there's going to be something where these are different, like the Klingons, right? They've done this before. Or maybe the different Gorns are different here. Versus this Gorn's here.
The big take that we've had, he and I were of like mind. We didn't really care for this episode, but that's the nature of entertainment. It's going to be entertaining in different ways to different people. My rub with the Gorn is there's much like Discovery being set in this weird period before TOS and having none of the visual aesthetic. They could have just, this is our new villain. They're called the Blorn. And so taking the Gorn and making them 1000% radically different and then saying, okay, well, by the time TOS happens 5 years later, it's going to look like this guy in a rubber suit. That drives us, that and the Spock and Chapel stuff, which flies in the face of what was in the original series. He and I, it drives us nuts. But to your point, for somebody who is not so really dug in with that kind of stuff, it could just be like, that's cool. I enjoy this. I enjoy that, but again, with the Spock and the Chapel stuff, if they made it 2 other characters, I could like it more. But when you take 2 characters and just say, well, the backstory you see later on, that's okay. Forget about it. Or somebody will have a brain damage and they won't remember that this happened or something.
Everybody that remembers that stuff happened is either dead or you.
Just us.
That's about it. Yeah, my dad, your dad. I mean, the people that watched originally, the people that are into it, and I totally get that. I mean, there's the people like, man, don't ruin what was there. But once again, to a lot of people that they're trying to attract, they're trying to please both, like bring in something that we know. The rubber suited Gorn, that quite honestly, did he have much to do? Except for getting karate hits from Captain Kirk.
I mean, and Todd, I know you didn't watch a lot of Star Trek Enterprise, but they reinvented the Gorn for an episode of that. They made him a CGI, basically kind of like a velociraptor. And I thought that was an acceptable different direction to go in, but turning them into the xenomorphs from Aliens, that's a bridge too far for a lot of us.
I think they did a pretty good job when they're flying the vessels. They looked more like a velociraptor. They looked more like a Gorn. You can see the buggy eyes. So I think that's closer. But I get it. Like, that is kind of like dealing with the different iterations of a species that like the xenomorphs we know they change. They have the final form. So I don't know.
And like I said, a lot of it could be solved by, okay, well, we want to have a threatening race. Let's make a new one. But they don't do that. They try to tack it onto something that already exists, and they just don't need to. Like, make new shit. Like, if you want to have a great will they, won't they romance, do it with a couple of the new characters on the show, because they have several.
But they're both so dreamy, Charlie. They're both so dreamy. Gotta ship them. I mean, who else are you going to ship on this show? Pelia and Scotty? Is that next?
I've met Jess Bush in person, and she really is very dreamy. I completely agree with you. Ethan Peck looks very dreamy as well. I can't. They are the two hottest characters on the show.
It's David and Maddie. It's all that stuff. And
they're Ross and Rachel. But I will tell you. And again, episode 2 is also out now. They released 2 episodes at once. We only have to talk about the first one. I've seen the first 5 because I got a screener about 2 months ago. And I will tell you, if you are like Peter and myself, didn't care for this episode, things get better. They improve in quality very quickly. There are some really great episodes coming up. So
the one with Reese
yes, Darden? That one is out now, and there's a great heritage twist on that really does work as opposed to the Gorn thing that you like very much.
Hard to balance where they're at, Charlie, right? It's really hard to balance.
It's a tough one. There's a couple of there's a great cameo in particular in that second episode that you'll enjoy. But anyway, let me hop on over. We've known this was coming out for a while, and I made a proclamation when I heard about it. I said, why? Because this character got an ending, they got a death, and this show is out now. I think the second episode is out now. I think it's a Sunday show, which I know we watched on a Monday because I thought it was like a date and time, like it was 9 p.m. But then I saw something that said new episode out now, but we didn't watch it. But Dexter is back again in a sequel to the Dexter, not the prequel that was out recently, but a sequel to the...
Hey, I'm taking notes here.
Okay. What? This is a sequel to the Legacy sequel that picked up... He faked his death at the end of the series. He appears in a...
Didn't he do that before on a boat?
He drove off on a boat, and then he drove into a hurricane, and... Then you see him in South America or something.
Oh, did Glenn Powell save him in Twisters?
Oh, that's what happened. Then he killed Glenn Powell and ate his bones. So I'm just kidding. So in this Legacy sequel, he's like in a town in upstate New York and blah blah blah. But then another serial comes, and then his adult son shows up. His adult son it also has the serial killer urges. So Dexter is trying to educate him in how to be a safe serial killer and only kill people who need it. But in the end of it, the son kills him, or at least that's what we think.
Safe killing.
Practice safe killing. Yes, always wear a condom.
Wait, his son killed Dexter?
That was the end of the previous series. So Dexter was dead. Then they bring this series back, and he's in a coma, but he recovers.
So he wasn't dead.
So then he's found that his son has gone to New York.
So how did he die? I just want to know. Did he die like beheaded and then we transplanted his head on a new body?
It is not Futurama. He's not head in a jar in a robot body. No, his son shot him, but he lived. Oh. But the son runs off to New York City, and he's working as a hotel clerk, but he then sees a guy trying to date rape and drug a woman, and then he murders the guy, and then we're off and running. And then Dexter recovers and finds out his son in New York City and blah, 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 blah. I don't like it at all, but April loves the show. I will sit there and look at my phone while the show is on.
Well, this is the one where Peter Dinklage is collecting serial killers to do stuff, right?
Not yet. I'm assuming that's going to be at least in episode 2, but it was not in episode 1, I don't think. Unless I already tuned out and was not paying attention. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to see it get better. But I feel like this is another one of those that's won too many times to the well.
This is like the Legion of Doom serial killers assembled. Assemble!
Dun, dun, dun. It's funny you should mention that. This show, by the way, available. It is available on Paramount Plus /Showtime. But our good friend Kurt, when I saw him a couple of weeks ago at Time Travelers Comics in Berkeley, Michigan, because I was in town visiting our son at the Oddity Show, and then I drove up. I had dinner with my dad, and I went to the Time Travelers because they moved their new location a year ago, and I never made it back. But Kurt said, I'm going to give you the 12-disc complete Superfriends series. So he gave it to me. It comes in a clamshell, which I love it how they clamshell, and none of it's like in section, the ribs are in sections.
Kind of separated.
I know, but it's not actually a flip. So what I did is I pulled all the discs out and I put them in a binder, which is just easier to manage them that way. But it goes all the way from 1973, and it was funny, Todd and I were talking about this on the pre-roll last week, or maybe it was on the show, but I know we were talking about it. But I watched one episode of the 1973 original, and the episodes were an hour long, and it was like, that is far too long for an 8-year-old trying to eat their Fruity Pebbles to try to get into. So I jumped forward to my most familiar point, which was the Challenge of the Super Friends season from 1978, and this was past. It was. I did some reading on it. They showed the series. They showed an hour of it, but it was 2 different segments. The first segment had the Wonder Twins, which I skipped, and then the second segment had no Wonder Twins, but it did have all the super racist members of the Super Friends: Apache Chief, Black Vulcan, the Asian one whose name I'm forgetting. Was it Tornado? Like Asian
Samurai.
Samurai. There you go. Sorry, that was probably sounding racist too. So I watched that entire disc, and it was not bad. It was not bad because it did employ a lot of the like science fiction-y, hey, we're in space and we gotta stop this.
That was the was that the Legion of Doom?
And this was the Legion of Doom. So it was funny because the Legion of Doom, at first it was in a swamp somewhere, and then eventually they said it's a swamp in Florida or Texas or something. So like they told you where it was at. So yeah, I love the Legion of Doom. Crazy lineup. Luther obviously as the lead villain, but we got Gorilla Grodd, Grundy, Bizarro, Cheetah,
Toyman,
Brainiac, Sinestro,
Giganta.
Yes, Giganta. And then, a good, and then a good core. It was funny because they're going back and forth calling them the Super Friends, yet the title of the show calls them the Justice League. So they're but they're in the Hall of Justice, which has been put into live action in the new Superman movie, which I'm super psyched about. The Union Station from, is it Cincinnati? It's a real place.
Cleveland?
One of the two. One of those C-named Ohio towns. So yeah, I was psyched about that. And then at Kurt's recommendation, I jumped forward to watch a portion of the final season. I think I only watched one episode, but in 1985, the show, which was then Saturday morning and in competition with shows like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Mask, was called I wanted to get this right, the Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians. It brought in Ernie Hudson to voice Cyborg, which I thought was nuts. Wonder Woman at this point was voiced by the same woman who was Scarlet on G.I. Joe, because I'm like, I know that voice, and I looked it up. And yeah, the adventures become more fantastical because they're fighting Darkseid, who we, of course, saw in the Justice League movie.
Yep. I believe Firestorm was in that show.
Yep.
Yeah. So and it was it was the toy line was out at that point too.
Exactly correct. Yeah.
It,
but yeah, that was a death rattle. But yeah, the Super Friends was on for, I'd have to be looking at it, but putting together like 6 or 7 different iterations was on for 80 episodes, maybe more. I know you look like you're looking it up.
Sometimes Adam West was the voice, and then
he was at that point. Adam West was
same thing too.
No. Robin was always Casey Kasem. They never did bring in
really?
Ward.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, I find it highly enjoyable. Can I sit through all these episodes? Not a chance. I gave it a little sample, and then they'll probably go away. And maybe someday I'll feel differently.
There's one episode you have to watch. It's called The Fairy Tale of Doom, Charlie.
Okay.
And it is episode. Well,
it
would be hour 13, 1978, and this is a Challenge of the Super Friends. So it's basically episode 13, 14.
It might have been one of the ones. And again, I have them on in the background when I'm working, so I'm kind of paying attention. What's the plot line?
Got Captain Nemo, Jules Verne, Alice, the White Rabbit, Gulliver.
Yes.
It's all over the place.
Yes. Yeah, because they're trapped in fairy tales. That was one. You're absolutely correct.
Good. Then it was the other one where it's basically Frankenstein's story, where it's Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman get together and they make
gotcha. They make them. That sounds like the Devil's Three-Way without a doubt. But anyway, those are available on disc from Amazon, for example, or on video on demand. They're available for purchase, but not currently streaming, which is why I had to watch it this way. So, all right, finally, I had been waiting for this. I have been a fan of this particular musical artist since I was probably 13 years old. But over on HBO Max, and I'd heard about this a little while back, there's a 2-part of 2 hours each. Part 1 is out now. Part 2 will be out this upcoming Friday if you're listening to this one's come out. But it's a documentary about Billy Joel called "And So It Goes," which is one of his more famous songs from later in his career. But documenting his life from basically a Long Island hooligan from Hicksville, New York, to one of the most popular recording artists of all time. And it's not, most of it is kind of a sad story, because he prefaces it. He's sitting at his piano at his home on Long Island, Sag Harbor, with his boat, the Downeaster Alexa, parked outside on the water. And he's the same age as my dad, but he looks about 20 years older, because he's had a lifetime of substance abuse and drinking, and it shows. And we do know that he was recently diagnosed with a condition that is going to prevent him from performing because it affects his hearing and his balance. And I follow his daughter, Alexa Ray, who's daughter with Christy Brinkley. I follow her on Instagram, and she's a performer and seems like a lovely person that went into kind of reflecting on that. But the first half of this covers from birth to about 1982-ish, when his storybook marriage with his wife Elizabeth fell apart, and he fell on hard times. And it was before what I assume when we get into part 2, when he meets Christy Brinkley and he gets into this
Uptown Girl and all settled down and nothing changed.
Yes, it was all smooth sailing. But it's a fascinating story of a guy who just continues to kind of fail forward into success by, as he says very famously, sitting at the piano at the beginning of it, he says, "I've made every mistake, and my mistakes were how I define myself, because I've screwed up nearly everything I've ever done." But yeah, it's whether you're a fan of his music or not, probably easier if you're a fan of his music, because I was toe tapping and singing along the entire time, because I'm pretty well versed in the entirety of his catalog, so I know all his songs, love listening to it. But it is an interesting story. Todd, where do you land with Billy Joel? Casual fan, not a fan, big fan?
He's great. There's certain songs I care less about, others I really do. Good Night, Good Night Saigon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, a great song, brings me back to when I was in ROTC. We use it because obviously there, but great, bottle, is it Scenes from New York Restaurant?
Oh,
There's other
God,
ones.
yeah.
They're great. Yeah, some great ones. The more like We Didn't Start the Fire, Uptown Girl, it's like the Rolling Stones Start Me Up.
Done, yeah, just stuff that's done to death. Yeah, no, I totally understand.
The more radio friendly stuff is less my interest. Yeah.
Less compelling. So, but anyway, yeah, it's on HBX now, HBO Max now. Highly recommend. Part 1 is out now. Part 2 is out this upcoming Friday. So, yeah. All right. Well, that jams us out of the Geek Easy. I have my phone out with my Air Qantas app. We've got to get ourselves to the land down under. Hologram Tina and the mutants are waiting for us with Todd's shiny new game called Who Said That? Let's do it.
Welcome to another edition of Thunderdome!
Thank you, Tina. The mutants have been gathered for a topic or a game to be entertained. And this week, we're playing a new game. I decided, you know what? One of the things we always love to do is like quote movies and things like that. So I said, let's do a game called Who Said That? So I have selected TV and movie quotes. So Charlie and I will go back and forth in trying to guess who said it. And, if you know we're looking at the source material, not necessarily if you know the character, if you do great, or if you know the actor. So that's really source material, the thing. And if you know the character, great, you're awesome. And then basically to help ourselves do this, each of us will get one guess per quote, and that's it, to basically make sure we don't sit here for 5 years and go, oh my goodness, what is that? So there we go. I'm going to kick this off. And by the way, folks, in the future, if you have a area of quotes you'd like us to go over, or other media, let us know. But we're going to kick this off. This one's very broad, nothing specific, but it's going to be TV and movies. So Charlie, you're first. I'm going to start with TV.
Okay.
The quote is, "We have got to go back, Kate."
That's from Lost, and it's Jack.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. Yeah, that's there you go. Hard. You got a point. Ooh. Okay, that's TV. You got the point.
Toss me a softball to get things rolling. All right, I'll give you one. I'm not going to ask you if what you said is what I think you said, because I know what you just said. The face. Oh, you got to be watching this on YouTube.
The Office?
Do we say one guess? No, you said one question.
One question, one guess. I can do one more. I'll get either a guess or a question.
I didn't know this one.
Oh, you didn't know this one? Okay, that makes me feel a little better. And this is what TV or movie? You didn't tell me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It is from TV. Hosted by my own petard. Say
the quote again.
Oh, it's a tough one. Hold on, give me 1 second while I finish this cut and paste because I was just finding me another one. The quote, and hopefully I didn't misspeak it. I'm not going to ask if you just said what I think you just said because I know it's what you just said.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And correct answer. Agent Dana Scully from the X-Files.
Oh.
I know, right? Really no rhyme or reason to that. Nothing that even suggested the character. It's just very weird.
Okay. Well, here's Todd's Revenge. This is TV. I learned one thing about eating jigsaw puzzles. An hour later, you're hungry again.
That's from TV. Is that from Prison Break? Seems like somebody in prison would do. I don't know.
Is that your question? Is it from Prison Break?
Which is not, because you would have said, yes, you got it. Okay.
Got one question.
Who else would say such a crazy thing? Who would eat? Oh, God. Is that from like The Last Man on Earth? Like Will Forte? No.
Wrong.
Oh, okay. What is it then?
One more.
No, that was my second.
It's from Alf.
There you go, Alf.
Yeah.
There you go, Alf. Okay, I got another TV one for you. You got to know the rules before you can break them. Otherwise, it's no fun. Is it on your list too?
Is it The Wire?
No, but it's a good guess. So we decided to.
Was it Miami Vice?
Yes, very good. Sonny Crockett. That guy was Sonny was. That was Don Johnson. But the guy who was Tubbs, he never did anything else career wise. I don't feel like I ever saw him in it.
Bad made for DVD movies.
Oh, gotcha. Made for VHS. Thomas Ian Michael Thomas. No, that's not right. Thomas Michael Ian.
He's a guy. He's a guy. Had a Jerry curl. It was very cool. Hey, Crockett.
That's a show that I didn't watch it when I was growing up. So
I tell you, man, I watched like a YouTube thing on Miami Vice. All the different actors they had on that show.
Oh, it's totally nuts.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Phil Collins and Glenn Fry of the Eagles. Yeah, were
and
both
Sheena
characters.
Easton. She was in love with Don Johnson. It was great.
I mean, weren't we all?
Okay, here we go. Charlie. Another TV quote.
Didn't you just get me? No, I got you. All right, go ahead.
Yes, I guessed. Yes. So here you go. Our first assignment is a documentary. They're like real movies, but with ugly people.
Well, it's not The Office because you never see the documentary crew. Boy, I have no clue. That's from TV or movies?
TV. Yep.
Well, I'm going to have to say The Office because that's what that show was, but it's probably not it.
Well, our guess. I guess it doesn't matter. You already wasted your.
Is it Modern Family?
Nope. It's Community.
That adds up. Here's another TV one for you. Is it short? Geography is Destiny.
This is TV. Geography is Destiny. Is this a drama?
Yes. I don't know if it's a show you watch, but maybe you watch it and you tell me.
Is it Yellowstone?
It is not. The correct answer is it's Jack Ryan from Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, the one with
I have not seen any of that.
Krasinski. Yeah, no, April enjoyed it and it didn't really click with me, so I think she went on to watch it without me. So, all right, you're up.
Okay, this is my last TV quote. The rest will all be movies.
Okay.
So Charlie, here we go. Either this kid has a light bulb up his butt or his colon has a great idea.
Oh, that's from Scrubs.
There you go. Do you know who said it for bonus points?
That was Dr. Cox, wasn't it?
Very good. I thought that was a fun one. I know. 'Cause I tried to pick stuff I thought you might have watched.
Right. Oh, well, yes. I did the exact opposite. I grabbed things willy-nilly.
Thank you for appreciating me.
You're very welcome. Says a movie quote, which would be worse, to live as a monster or die as a good man?
The Hulk?
Which Hulk? Doesn't matter because it's not from the Hulk. No, not the
Hulk. Is it The Dark Knight?
No, I mean, no, but they essentially said the same thing. Yeah, but this is actually from 2010's Shutter Island with Leo.
Oh, well, which I hadn't seen.
So.
It's a movie I know of and need to see.
Big old twist at the end, as I recall. Yeah.
Mark Scorsese, was this a Scorsese film too?
I believe so, because the two of them are joined at the hip. So yeah.
Okay, here you go, Charlie. It's your first movie quote. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
That's a movie I haven't seen, but that's No Country for Old Men. Is that the name of the movie? No.
No.
Boy, shit. It's the old milk man drinking movie. I thought that was the name. It's not No Country for Old Men. I swear that was the name of the movie.
That was Javier Bardem, where he's got the bad bowl cut and
shit.
People and says flipping coins. Yeah.
I swear that that was No Country for Old Men is what the thing you described is, or the quote?
Yes, that is Javier Bardem, but this is not the quote. He did not drink milkshakes.
I drink your milkshake. I don't know the name of the movie. You got me.
There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis playing oil tycoon Edward Dennehy.
And of course, oil tycoonery is the subject of Landman. Okay, I'm going to segue back to a one from TV. Family can see you anytime, but a one-night stand only happens one night.
Oh. This is TV.
Yes.
Golden Girls. It's Blanche.
Yes. Who you mentioned earlier in the episode. Very nice.
I love a good Blanche.
I love a good quote.
The Golden Girls is so quotable. I mean, it's such a good show.
Yeah. It's like The Simpsons.
We need a Golden Girls Next Generation. We need to figure out who's going to be in that, Charlie. It's a good one.
Oh my God.
We should we got to figure out an episode. We have nothing to do. We're going to just fan cast
the Golden
Next
Girls.
Generations of shows, right? Next Generations.
Put it down for like a month from now.
Yeah, well, we have nothing.
Yeah, because things are real quiet in August.
Yeah, the Next Generation.
Right.
We're going to call it that way. There we go.
All right.
Okay. All right. Next movie quote. Sorry, it was beauty killed the beast.
Oh, what's on the tip of my tongue? Is that a Sherlock? That's a Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? Oh,
it's your one guess. So you got this is it.
Is it Data Sherlock Holmes from Star Trek? I don't know. Come on. It's a movie. I don't know. Mm-hmm. This is going to kill me when you tell me.
Unless the TNG crossover with King Kong. This was from the original King Kong when he died.
Oh, Faye Dunaway and
Faye Ray, not Faye Dunaway.
And it was also from the probably the Simpsons one. Probably. Where Homer is a King Kong. Yes. All right, another TV one, and this was a quote that, even though I'm familiar with the show, was not one that jumped out at me. It's human nature to come together.
TV movie? What was this again?
It's a TV show, regular show.
Oh boy. Comedy?
No.
Okay. Shoot. Drama. I'm gonna say Dallas. Something like J.R. Ewing would say.
That is, but it's the anti J.R. Ewing, Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
I thought that. Yeah,
I didn't pick the quote out myself. So, all right,
we're doing great. We're doing great.
Yes, it's a
great. That's the whole point.
It's a good game. Yeah, if I had a little more structure, I probably would have Give you a couple
Yeah,
more
we'll have to
softballs.
figure out like maybe a little bit more constrained
Yeah.
because these are very broad. You know,
Very
I brought
broad.
King Kong, which is from like
33, 1982.
We're all over the board. We're talking things. Okay, so my next quote from the movies is, "Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room."
Oh, that's easy. That's from Dr. Strangelove, right?
Yes, you got it, George
I
C.
love
Scott.
it. Movie that
Great line.
I've never
line.
actually seen, but I know the quote.
It's a weird movie where George C. Scott thinks everyone's trying to, they're trying to put things in the water. The Russians are putting things in our water to basically turn us, make sure we can't breed. So,
Oh, very good. And it didn't work. But sometimes I think it'd be great if it worked a little bit. MAGA. Here's a quote. It's from a cinema. Well, I don't want to survive. I want to live. Cinema.
Going to go. Is this a genre film?
No.
Somewhere realistic. Was this?
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Yeah. I'm going to say, what's that movie, Jack Nicholson, where he's dating Helen Hunt?
As good as it gets.
Yeah, is that it?
Nope. And that's it. This is from, you're right, this is very broad. This is from 12 Years a Slave from 2013.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, great flick.
Yeah, we're
Great
going all
flick.
over the place here. We're going like,
you're right. Yep. Well, that's what happens when you have
no
regs. No training wheels.
What is it? What's the guy's name? The Gigolo movie? Male Gigolo?
Oh, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Not having any of those quotes? Oh,
no. Oh, okay. I know. It's very unfair.
Okay. Well, hopefully you get this one, Charlie. Another movie. I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Oh my gosh, that is from the Silence of the Lambs.
Absolutely. There you go.
Well, I'll toss you a softball here because this is from one of your favorite programs. You don't have to look tall to stand tall.
My favorite programs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yes, you got it.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, yeah. Because normally it's the I drink and know things.
Exactly. Well, yeah, right. That's what one of the sources you had was just the lamest, most generic quotes that any moron would be like, oh, that's funny. If you're a moron and think things are funny.
Ooh, okay. I want to see what we got to go here. Okay, here we go. So I think we're at, let's see, I'm just count up these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 2 more. So I have,
okay.
Charlie, I'm going to ask you one. So I have 3. So I'm going to ask you for the last 2. I want to guess you 1, 2, or 3. Would you like 1, 2, or 3 as your next?
2. I don't know.
Great. So here you go. It's another movie. What is this? A center for ants? How can we expect it to teach children to learn how to read if they can't even fit inside the building?
I consider this one as well. That is Ben Stiller from Zoolander.
Correct. Okay.
Nice. All right. Movie quote. I'm just one stomach flew away from my goal weight.
Yes, I love this movie. It is bitchiness at its best. That is The Devil Wears Prada.
Yes, from 2006.
That was the assistant, or was it actually the editor who said that?
I don't know. This does not attribute that, but yeah, that movie came out in 2006, almost 20 years ago. Dang.
He's talking about making a sequel, which is kind of crazy. And if you like something like that, I loved Ugly Betty.
Ugly Betta.
Yeah, Ugly Betta. Okay, Charlie, you have 1 or 3 as your next guess.
We'll go with number 1.
Okay, here we go. This is a movie. What we've got here is a failure to communicate.
It's a movie that very familiar with. Not sure if I've ever actually sat down and watched it. 1973's Deliverance. Ned Beatty. Oh, you're right. Okay, well, I get a second one because my second guess is Smokey and the Bandit from 1978.
No.
Oh, come on.
Who said that? No, did Jackie Gleason said that?
Yeah, didn't he? Some bitch. All right, what is it then?
No, this is a great movie. And actually, I recommended everyone to watch this movie. Just great acting piece. Just so you know, this is Cool Hand Luke. Sterling
Oh,
Martin. I love this movie to pieces. It's such a classic film because it's not a big movie, but it is just a great acting piece. Oh my god, so good. So Charlie, yes, that's where we ended. Do you want the other one I was going to ask you?
I have one more. Did we both do 10?
That's 10. I could ask you the other one if you were done, but you.
Well, I've got one more. So this one goes up to 11. That's the name of the episode. Boom. I am on a curiosity with this TV. I am on a curiosity voyage, and I need my paddles to travel. These books, they are my paddles.
Oh God. Shoot. So it's a comedy.
No.
I think I know what it is. I just can't
say it. You can't say it. Can't take that guess.
I'm going to guess West Wing.
It'd be good, but no, that's actually Dustin from Stranger Things.
Oh, really? Okay.
I know, right? It's kind of weird. All right, what's your last one? Hit me with it.
You didn't say the right, like, because he had those teeth gone. He's like, "You booked up my pedals."
Oh, come on! That's just rude.
I'm just kidding.
That's rude.
He got his teeth in. He's good to go. No, but it's cute.
He must have used some of that Strange Things money to buy some teeth. Good for
he's a young
him.
Kid. Yeah. I mean, like he's fully grown.
I was young. I still had my teeth. But anyway, yes,
yeah, exactly. Here's your bonus question, Charlie. Movie again. What do tigers dream of when they take their little tiger snooze? Do they dream of mauling zebras or Halle Berry in her Catwoman suit?
Todd Extra. That sounds completely made up. Is that from like an animated like Dr. Seuss? Like it's the Cat in the Hat? Not the Cat in the Hat. Yeah, could it be the Cat in the Hat?
No.
With Mike Myers? No. No clue. You got me.
It's The Hangover. There we go.
Oh, this was great. All right, we should add this to the rotation of regular games. Yeah, just so you know, our regular games, when we're really bereft of anything to do, we have a list of regular games that we space out by at least either 3 or 6 months. So you don't hear us do it. So maybe once a year we'll do one particular game. So we keep it fresh.
We basically don't have any like movies or anything major.
Right.
We don't have a weird special topic. It's really just a good time. So we always say when people, if we're going to do a game, please give us a topic or something so we can get into it. So at this point, who said it? Yeah. Who said that? I don't know. I'll come up with a different name, but who said that?
It'll go in the list. But that was fun. All right. Well, that's the show. And we are now entering the SFU era when we've gone back to basics. As Todd and myself. Mark has retired. But Peter...
SFU TNG. It's like the next generation.
Peter is staying on board. He is our associate, kind of our senior associate. He is with me on Holocron and Code 47 as he has been for the past 4 years. So we're very grateful for Peter, as we are all very grateful for all of you, and certainly especially all of our Patreons over at patreon.com/Secret Friends Unite. But that's the show. Todd, where do people find you out there?
They can follow me on the Blue Sky at Todd Oxtra at Secret Friends Unite, and then on Threads, Instagram, and SFU at T Oxtra. Just a note, though, my first episode of Co-op Mode, where Mark will no longer be part of the show because obviously retired. So going to do things, some guest co-hosts. That'll be this week. So look for it there. Might be a little different. And by the way, we will also be updating our website and things to reflect kind of our new focus. So as we don't want to distract people saying like, where's Mark? He keeps showing up. So we just want to make sure it's updated and up to our standards and maybe some new art.
Yes.
Along the way.
New art. Exactly correct. Well, good. As always, you can find me over on my big 3 socials, which would be Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. I am at the C3THECEETHREE. But I like to spend a hell of a lot of time at our Secret Friends Unite Discord. That is our main spot for interacting with all of you wonderful folks, having safe, fun, and humorous chats about geek stuff and pop culture. Find us on Discord. If you don't find us, ping Todd or myself on any of those socials, say please send me an invite, and you will be in the mix. But with that, friends, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to tell you as always that sharing is caring, and to keep on trucking.
Be the hero, not the villain.
In a truck.
Climbing up that hill, Da-da-da-da-da. Kate Bush, we love you.
This podcast is part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and podcast services around the galaxy, as well as video on our YouTube channel. You can support Secret Friends Unite by becoming a Patreon member, get bonus programs and more over at patreon.com/secretfriendsunite. Join our Discord community for even more discussions on all things geek. For all the latest updates on Secret Friends Unite, make sure to follow us on Threads at secret.friends.unite and visit secretfriendsunite.com. Find our merchandise at TeePublic and Redbubble. Thanks for listening, and may the Force live long and prosper.